connecting.
Yep.
And there we go. I see a graphic. And you in the corner, Jimmy.
Yep.
You're live.
All righty. Well, everybody says we're live. John says we're live.
Are we live?
Yeah, we're live. Shh. We just want to,
Now, when
everybody.
the latest things are in the mobile DJ industry, you need to subscribe to our YouTube page. We go to the DJ conference.
Oh, that's rough. That happened last time. Let me kill this. Hang on. There we go. All right. Automatically, John comes up for some reason every time. All righty. How you doing, Howie?
Today was a busy day.
Yeah. Busy day and a working DJ.
Yeah.
Yeah, busy day in the life of a working DJ. So, yeah, we want to let everybody know we're going to be out in Vegas on February 24th through the 27th for the Disc Jockey News Convention, co-located with the Photo Booth Expo at South Point Casino and Hotel.
That is a very nice hotel.
Yeah, I know. You know what? That place actually has its own bowling alley and its own movie theater, too.
Just about everything you want.
Yep, exactly.
So,
right,
hey, if you don't have your tickets yet, folks, there's still $180 until the end of October.
Mm-hmm.
And then the prices go up. So get in while you can.
So how you want to start us off tonight?
Well, it's a day in the life of a working DJ. So how does your day start out?
Let's see. Get up. Morning constitutional.
Okay.
Yeah. No, actually, my day actually starts more than that day. I mean, the night before or afternoon before, I fill up the car with gas. So I don't have to worry about the next day. It's already done.
Mm-hmm.
Already fueled up, car's fueled up. Mostly everything is loaded in. And yeah, that's how I start out.
Well, I was leaning more towards, even when I'm not gigging on a particular day, my mornings typically start out with tons of private messages and emails and ongoing projects and planning that I'm doing for this upcoming wedding and other events that I have going on. So it's a lot of multitasking, things that people don't see behind the scenes.
Yeah, the biggest thing is about 24 to 48 hours. I go over my checklist. I make sure I have all my music. Double check, triple check. Make sure I have all my music on multiple sources. Everything's loaded in. So if something were to go awry, I'm covered.
Mm-hmm. Well, my day today, we were talking this morning, and I had 5 windows open on the computer and 4 private chats going on at the same time. And so I'm chatting with this bride, and of course a lot of other things come up, and a lot of people message me for help with products or tech questions and so forth and so on. So I was taking care of quite a bit of that.
Yeah, including me.
Yes.
See, we bounce stuff back and forth. You ask me graphic questions and this, that, and the other thing. Sometimes little musical questions. I ask you some stuff. We go bouncing back and forth. Howie, him and I team up a lot, and he handles the lighting, and I handle the DJ end of things. And we can interchange, but we both have our specialties. All right. And he makes me look like a rock star, and I make him sound good and look good.
Well, I had an unusual thing. So a day in the life, it's not always pleasant. Let's put it that way. There was something that came up. We do a lot of helpful videos, and we don't charge for this. I don't charge for it. I don't even monetize my YouTube channel or anything like that. And somebody, and I got dragged into it as well, made a comment about a helpful video about a product, and they mentioned Brian and Rachel, and then of course I got dragged into it, and they pretty much said, you know, how can you be objective if you're given a product? You're going to be biased and so forth and so on. And I can say unequivocally, I know both Brian and Rachel personally. They're personal friends and they're good friends. And I know myself, and I can say unequivocally, it's something called ethics. This can be done. I get products sent to me as well. And if it's junk, I'm not going to do a video on it. And I know that those two people don't either. And you know, it had come up, well, that was given to you, that's why you're doing this, and that's not the case at all. And case in point is this morning I answered questions on gear I don't even own. And the things that you see on my wall up here, like one of our sponsors, promo only, I pay for that, and I gladly pay for that music. You know, those guys, Glenn and Nick and the other folks over there, they do a great job. And so, no, we don't always, you know, get things given to us. And when we do, it honestly would be cheaper to just buy the stuff outright and not show people how to do it, or some tips and tricks and maybe some Easter eggs in something. I was talking to Rachel, and the amount of time she puts into a video. Look at it this way: if you're doing a video or two and you have 10 or 12 hours into that video, okay, given what the cost of the equipment is, how much are you making an hour if you're making anything? And you're not done yet. You're not done yet, because I wake up to dozens of tech questions every morning, even on things that I haven't done videos for. And I know that happens to Brian and to Rachel. And it still to this day, they get questions on videos that they've done a long time ago. So basically, you're like product support, and time is money. So are we getting stuff for free? No. In the long run, no. No, it would be cheaper to buy it and not say a word about it. So anybody that's questioning the ethics, that's just I can say for a fact that those two people that I mentioned, Brian and Rachel, are above reproach, honest as the day is long. So
I'll tell you what, the best thing about doing beta research or doing evaluations of products is we can oftentimes tell them how to make it better, how to make it more friendly for us in the business, because we're the working guys. All right. A lot of times these guys that engineer these things, they're engineers. All right. They don't deal with our day-to-day use. So if we can somehow mold and guide a little bit it can make the products better for us and the rest of the DJ community. All right. And that's a big thing. I mean,
It is.
you know, and I feel honored a lot of times. All right.
Mm-hmm.
I know in the last year, a lot of things have, a lot of doors have opened up for me. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And in case some people don't know, you know, I've been a DJ for like 35 years now. All right. And do
And
I
he's
know
been a
everything?
good DJ for 34 years.
There you go. Do I know everything? No, I don't. There's a lot of things I don't know. All right. Do I have every skill set? No. I know what I know how to do, and I'm me. All right. And I only sell me. That's it. I don't sell more than me. I don't sell less than me. I sell my skill set.
Well, that's what's nice about having the community that we have, and especially things like the Disc Jockey News TV Insider area, is that that's like a family, and I have learned an awful lot from all of you folks, and even the people that message me with some tech questions.
Mhm.
Uh, that might not be a situation that I've run into. Like one guy was like, "My wedding starts in 20 minutes. My uplights aren't working. Help." Well, I was able to walk him through it, but then I feel like I got more than I gave, because if that ever happens to me out in the field, I'll have that in my bank, that I won't panic. I'll be like, okay, plan B, and just be up and running. So, I don't mind at all sharing the knowledge, because I honestly believe I've gotten more than I've given.
Well, look how many times that I'll I'll go, Howie, can we do this? Can we do
Mm-hmm.
that with the lighting? Can you make it do this and do that? And you look at me like, yeah. And then you get this big smile on your face 20 minutes later when you came up with some new whiz bang pattern or something like that. And you're like, now we got it. We got it saved too. So we
Mm-hmm.
can use it over and over and over again.
Yeah, that's the nice thing, is to be challenged. Um, if someone's not challenging you, you're not going to grow. So,
Yeah.
um, I enjoy that. I enjoy the banter back and forth, and I really enjoy listening to some of the other people talk about areas that I may be weak in. Like, the 80s, that you guys know the music so well. Well, I was doing live sound then for punk rock, so
Mhm.
I don't have that musical background that you folks do, but I'm getting better at it by listening, and to you folks, and tuning in, and just even, yeah, well, knowing you guys personally, and spending time like we're going to do in November at the mobiledjmeetup.com. That's going to be in Allentown. And then again in February with the Disc Jockey News crew out there. That's
Yeah.
that's going to be fabulous. I love meeting the people and getting to know them. That our get together at the Irish pub was, wow, it was raining, and that was beyond my wildest dreams. And I got to meet some people that all I know is their screen name, and it was so nice to put a face to the name.
Exactly.
So, and yeah, those are the good times. And but as every DJ runs into right now, I'm struggling with a client that is resistant to to even giving me the names of the people in the wedding party so I can do the introductions. And
You know what?
these things happen,
I don't think they're resistant. I think they don't know yet exactly. You know, they haven't nailed their list. I mean, and it's, listen, it's just the way things are these days. All right, we have to accept it that people drag their feet. not everybody was, you know, prim and proper and a Boy Scout or Girl Scout, and you know, mommy and daddy didn't, you know, it's not like the old days. I mean, you know, the life is a little tougher. All right, people are working and got a lot more distractions now. So what we got to
Mhm.
do is nicely corral them a little bit, you know, nudge, nudge, help, help. Hey, anything I can do to help you. And I did that last night with the client for Saturday. She was like,
Mhm.
so I just put on there, I go, music list, nudge, nudge. And I literally typed that out. And she's like, oh, thank you so much for reminding me. Because, you know, you can't be a jerk or anything like that. I know sometimes you're like, oh, when are you going to get this in? And it's like, what are you going to do?
Well, privately, yeah, we can be maybe frustrated at times, but when it comes to clients, I always lead with a smile and a kind word. And I learned a long time ago that lead with a compliment and then ask for something and then offer a reward. And that's what I had to do today. And so we will be Skyping tomorrow night, and I'll be able to. We had already met in person, and I haven't received things. So I said, could we Skype? Um, and then I said, the reward is this is going to make your life stress free because we can nail down a lot of the details, and then you can sit back and know that your event is going to be in good hands. And she was very happy about that and very sorry that she couldn't, you know, get on tonight. And I said, well, that's okay because I have a show tonight. So it worked out as it's supposed to. And Jimmy, if it doesn't, what do we do? What happened at the wedding in South Carolina? They changed
You
the
swear I live in South
or,
Carolina. I live in
or
North
North
Carolina.
Carolina. Yeah, they came up with Jeeper. We were playing music when they came up and changed
It
the
was like
names on the introduction. So we have
five
to roll with it.
it was like 5 minutes before introductions. He was
Hmm.
like, oh, I have all these names. So I just pulled up my text doc and and we went through and added. I think we added 4 or 6 names to it. And hey, I just asked them, how do you say? There was a couple of them that were just a little bit, you know, odd names, and I just wanted to make sure that I pronounced them right. And
Hmm.
I went through and put it in phonetically, you know, so I could, you know, and hey, got through it.
Yeah, you did an excellent job.
Thank
That
you.
was a very nice event. Um, Something else that came up today. Brian actually did a video, and it's on my wall. It's on his wall. It's a few videos down, but he did a thing about basically their kickbacks, you know, to become a preferred vendor. And yeah, I have a strict moral compass myself, and this particular event that we're going to be doing in November, there's none of that, and I'm so grateful for that. I will not participate in any of that sort of stuff. So I was very happy. The venue doesn't do the kickback thing. I talked to the photographer already, and I talked to them today, and they're not like that. But I've been approached, and I just can't do that. I'm comfortable enough right now that I could do without the work rather than pay to play, so to speak. So
Um,
that was good today. And you know, I encourage anybody out there, share that video. Maybe maybe we can put a stop to this. Brian was very, very eloquent within that. It's a very short video. It's only 3 minutes long.
yeah. I'll tell you what, Day and Night was asking us if we're full-time.
I am full-time in the music business. So when I say in the music business is that I'm not working a 9 to 5 or a day job. I work for myself, and I'm doing everything from tutoring people in DMX to repairing equipment. And I also do the local theater, and the local dinner theater has different touring acts that come in. And when they come in with their truck, they have a distro. And the distro is typically, it used to be 200 amps. These days, with the LED lighting and so forth, they're usually a 100 amp distro. But I'm a licensed electrician, and they give me a call. It's a 15-minute drive, and I go open the panel, and I take their 3-phase and tie it into the panel to the 100 amp breaker, and then I go and I check the whole thing out, and then once I give them the clearance, then they can start plugging their gear in. So I make money doing that. Installs I do, and of course I DJ, but then a lot of times I get hired just to do lighting. I'll be that hired outside contractor. And so I do a lot of that. And I also do rentals. But I may not be, I don't make all of my money. I have multiple revenue sources. And I see that with a lot of these people that say, hey, I'm a full-time DJ, but they have multiple revenue sources.
Still going strong, by the way. How many years now?
One of 3 in existence. Yeah. And I see that with you, Jimmy. Besides the DJing, you've got the graphics that keeps you very busy. But
yeah,
it's still the entertainment business.
Yeah, I work for I work for John.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Disc Jockey News. Graphics guy.
Yeah, hey, put a word in for me. Maybe I can get a job there.
Yeah. I know John has a lot of things going on. So
yeah, he does.
I'll tell you what, the commute's a bitch.
Yeah, it would be for me.
Want to say hi to Robin. What's up, Robin? And Scott
Robin.
Carroll, DJ Rez. Let's see. Bunch of others, get to everybody. But so far, like tomorrow, I have a corporate, it's a job fair at a employment. It's an employment company, that does temporary and temp to perm and permanent. And their company's called the Mayor Staff. And I do an event for them at one of their locations at least once a week. And, it's not big money. It's not big money. I mean, it's just a couple $100. All right. And everybody's like, oh, $200. I'm there for a couple of hours. All right. I set up one speaker, a computer, and my little controller. Play music. What it is, here's how I look at it. It's a paid practice. I sit there and then jam and do everything, practice my mixes, and I get paid for it.
On top of that, if you do that once a week, that's an extra $800 to $1,000 a month. Who couldn't live with an extra, $1,000 a month? That's pretty nice.
Minus expenses and all that.
Yeah, of course.
But the thing is, I give out cards. People that drive by, and usually there's a food truck or two set up there, and people, they aren't even there they're just there for the food truck. All right. They're not even there to sign up for a job or anything. They just see the food truck and, oh, it's a food truck. I'll come get some lunch. Well, guess what? They come over and they're like, hey, I like what you're playing. That's really good. Listen, we got a party coming up. We got a reunion coming up. My cousin's getting married. Do you have a card? Here you go. Here you go. Here's a brochure. Here you go.
Well, that was my outdoor event this past Saturday was at that museum, and it's an actual it's an indoor outdoor museum. It's an old mill, and they had an event there outdoors, but you could tour the museum and so forth and so on. And yeah, it's not wedding money, but it was good money for, doing sound and making a few announcements. But man, when you say you're always auditioning, it's so true. I actually ran out of business cards. I saw Rachel put a post up where she ran out of business cards doing her a store opening today. So these little things, they pay big dividends. I'm not shy to or snooty or anything where I'm going to turn that. That's not the money that I get. I'm X amount of money. These things lead to other things. They really do.
Pays a cell bill, pays new tires on the car, pays, a gas bill, pays whatever. All right. It's all cumulative. Listen, I could get 8 more uplights this month because I went and did this, and this. All right.
Well,
I'm a realist.
That's like, what do they call that? Compound interest in the banking industry. So now you're able to buy those uplights, and those uplights are going to make you money. So you're going to wind up getting paid many times over for doing those gigs by buying the equipment that you can upsell.
I'm looking to get some more of these.
Geez, it's not Halloween yet, Jimmy.
I'm looking to get some more coin.
Yeah. Do you see the nice arc right above me there? Yeah, that's that one. That's the Fresnel lens. I used on that. I tried a couple different lenses, and I really liked the way that arc looked. So I said, "Hey, new studio look for me." So, and
how about we're going to take a little pause for the cause. We're going to
pause for the cause. These folks here, great people. They support the DJ industry.
Yep, exactly. And we'll do a live read of it.
Sure.
Right? Just Shocking News TV, brought to you by
Electro Voice.
Yeah.
Hey, don't we both own a couple sets of them? Yeah.
DJ Event Planner.
Oh, awesome planning.
DJ Trivia.
Who doesn't love trivia?
Odyssey case. I got one of those.
Oh, yeah. I have the Odyssey crank stand.
All right. And Bennett and all that.
Ben. Oh, my God. Ben and Katie. That's Nick.
Gotta love promo.
Nick and Glenn. Awesome guys.
Gotta love our insiders. They take care of business, boy.
Now, the insiders. Yeah. Hey, shout out to some of them that are here right now. All I had was the graphic earlier to put up on my wall. And when Robin saw the link to it, Robin was kind enough to put the link for tonight's show underneath.
All right, we're back.
Shout out to Robin. And hey, a shout out to Rez. I've been messaging with him, helping him out with some tech stuff this past week. Yeah. So these are our insiders. They're like family.
Diamond Productions. He's new. I don't remember seeing Diamond Productions. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, the thing with that is I met people well, let's see, in Vegas and in Atlantic City, and they would come up and, hi, my name is George Smith, let's say, and I go, doesn't ring a bell, but it's nice to meet you. And then they'll go, oh, I'm, 5-Star Productions. Oh, okay, you're the fellow in the chat then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Here's the other thing. With those jobs I do, with the job and mayor staff, that's through the TV station. The TV station has another arm of the business, and it's 360 Media, which is it's like an advertising agency. All right, and I work for the TV station and for the billboard company and the whole group all together. So they're the ones actually paying me, not things. So I'm giving them, my discount rate, because I get gigs all the time. I do all the Christmas parades. I do any of the downtown functions whenever, like, we're coming up in October. We're doing, all the fall festivals. Every town around here has a fall festival, where everybody comes out with their different, booths and, hawks their wares and, brings attention to their business. And sometimes they have rides, sometimes they have entertainment. Well, TV station has me come down and set up with them. I run their audio, all right, and I play music. So whenever we go live, I pipe down the music, I run through their audio. They get this way, everybody hears them live. I send the feed back to the TV station, and it's all good, man. So yeah, the little bit here and there, it's for a reason. It's not like a one-off. I wouldn't do a one-off for $200.
Right.
Right. So yeah, that's bulk rate.
Well, I'm always auditioning. Like a typical day in the life, let's say I went out shopping like I have to do tomorrow, pick up a few things, and I'm going to hit the Home Depot and so forth. But, I get cleaned up and look presentable, and I always have my business card with me. And I do get noticed. I've had people, hey, oh, are you still DJing? That sort of thing. Or I've worn a T-shirt or something, that has some sort of branding on it that says, "Oh, you're a DJ." Yes, and get to talking. I have a friend that might, and boom, you have your business card.
One of the DJNTV insider shirts or something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
So I've done it like that. I mean, how you carry yourself. It can. I mean, I could be doing something just for myself, food shopping, and run into somebody, and they ask for my card, and because they see something. So.
And a lot of times I initialize, hey, how you doing today?
Yeah,
and people go, what's DJNTV? And I love when they do that. Yeah. I love when they do that, because then I can go, well, actually, it's a group of DJs and information. It's nationwide and da 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 da. Next thing you know, I got that business card right in their hand, boy, and they're like, wow, and it's like, yeah, it's
Well, I've actually one of the silver linings of this condition that I have temporarily. I've been seeing a lot of doctors, and second opinions, and the different staff that you run into, and they ask too about that. And oh, you're a DJ, and oh well, we'd like to schedule you for this. And I'm sorry, but I'm going to be performing in Atlantic City that week. I can't make it. performing. And what is that? Oh, and I've actually I've actually gotten work from doctors and healthcare workers. So there's a silver lining to being sick.
I had a very, very bad illness back in 2012. And I was in I wasn't in intensive care or anything like that, but I was kind of in a bad way. And I was in there for like 2 weeks, so it was pretty bad. And while I was in there, I booked 4 weddings.
Mm-hmm. Well, I was actually told by the doctor that they liked my outlook and my attitude, and they said I'm in the 1%, and that makes a big difference. And they ask how do you maintain this, and my reply is I am so immersed and busy in the entertainment business, whether it be helping someone with a product or helping them with the big thing right now is that, this battery powered stuff, and I get a lot of questions on that. And yeah, I don't sit here and feel sorry for myself. I'm busy, and then when you get the thank yous, I mean, it makes your day when it works out for them. And then it's like, oh yeah, by the way, oh yeah, that's right, I have a doctor's appointment this afternoon. And then I'm walking in there smiling. They're like wondering, what do you got this smile about? And I tell them, I'm having a blast. I'm having fun. I'm interacting with some positive, great people here.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, because we deal with people of all walks of life,
Mm-hmm.
from people, older grandmothers and older aunts and uncles, all the way to little kids. All right.
Mm-hmm.
I love making little kids happy. A lot of people say, little kids don't belong at a wedding. Well, guess what? They're there. So make the best of it. And when
I've heard that.
What?
I've heard that from people, and I've actually seen that in a couple of the forums, and I don't understand that. There's going to be kids at this November wedding we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
But I only ask one thing, and here's a little inside tip for those that are viewing, is when I find out the ages of the kids, if there's going to be, let's say from kindergarten age on down, like basically before the age of reasoning, kids that could possibly throw a fit or not, get upset or whatever. I always ask them, do you have a kid wrangler? A kid wrangler? What do you mean? I did this with the bride. This was this past week when we met in person. And she said, what do you mean? I said, this is your special day. And you are going to have, your bridal party and your guests. How about a friend that could be somebody good with kids that could be the kid wrangler for you, that would just take care of them if they happen to be upset for whatever reason, that they could be pulled aside and calmed down. I said that will go a long way. And you would have thought I gave her $1 million. She said, wow, that's a great idea. I said, you don't need a babysitter, just someone that will volunteer to do that for you and be the kid wrangler. And just keep an eye on them. That's all. Basically like a pool party. Hey, somebody's going to watch the pool all the time to make sure nobody drowns. And the same thing with a kid wrangler. Make sure
Crazy idea. Crazy idea. Bring some toys. Inexpensive, safe toys. And kids going absolutely berserk. All of a sudden, you give them a toy, shuts them up.
I have, thanks to my sister, I have hundreds and hundreds of stuffed animals, from the little tiny ones like you would get in a Happy Meal to the ones that go on your finger and they're like finger puppet type things. And of course the, the glow necklaces. And if I see, the running around type stuff and maybe getting, hey, boom, you give that to a kid and yeah, they'll calm down for quite a while. But I don't mind kids. It's part of life. We were all kids at one time.
Oh yeah, I mean,
I just take great joy in it. I really do, and I love seeing like the mothers dancing with their kids or the dads dancing with their kids. It's just so special, heartwarming.
Well, this is like 2 years ago, more than 2 years. Let's see, about 3 years ago. I was at a barn wedding down near the Charlotte Motor Speedway. I had a little kid kept coming up. You remember my old setup where I had the facade front
Yes.
on the box, the rolling cart, where he kept touching the spandex. Well, he can't hurt anything.
Right.
So he kept touching it. Right. And I was watching him. He's like touching it. So he steps back. All of a sudden, I reach through the case and I pushed my hand through on the thing. And boy, he jumped back like, oh, you should. He squealed. He was like, oh, right. So I did it. He did it again, and I did back. All right. And here I am playing with this kid back and forth a little bit, and he runs away. He brings back mom with him, and he goes to touch the thing, and she's like, no, don't do that. I go, no problem. Right. So he does it again. Right. He's waiting because he knows what's going to happen. Right. And he does it one more time. And he reached back. And the mother's like, what? And all of a sudden, I shoved my hand through again. And he jumps. And the mother jumps. Oh, it was the best. They both start laughing. It was hilarious. And then, and that mother must have said something to the bride that how good I was with the kids, because they went in there and they gave me, oh, you were wonderful with the children, you did such a great job, and guess what, made a friend.
They'll remember that. They really truly do remember these things. I've gotten work like from being nice. It was actually that famous Christmas party picture where in lieu of that crappy snow machine type stuff, I used bubbles and I backlit Santa, and there's this picture of this little girl on his lap smiling, holding this present. And when she turned 16, guess who did her Sweet 16 party? They remembered these kindnesses for years.
Yep.
They really do.
Well, you want to wrap this up, and then we'll do the other thing, or you got anything else you got?
No, I'm pretty good. I guess we covered pretty much.
Do we remember?
We take care of business in the daytime, and sometimes gig prep, and sometimes it's.
I don't remember if I started recording or not.
Well, I hope you did.
Mm-mm.
Otherwise, we're not going to make it live.
Yeah, I don't think I started to record. Oh, maybe John did. Who knows?
Okay. Nope. Okay. I guess we can end it here then, Jimmy. So
yeah. We're gonna thank everybody. I'm gonna post up the link for everybody to join us in a minute or so, and we'll go from there. Just want to thank everybody. Let's see. I gotta get on the other computer to do this.
All right, let's do a sign off.
Why don't you chat for a minute while I take care of this? Sure, a little something more.
Alrighty, while Jimmy is leaning back in front of one of his 3 computers, we can all tell ghost stories. But I suppose the bottom line for me is to be ethical, honest, and just look at life with a smile. So, are we ready to end this, Jimmy?
Yeah, I guess so.
Did you get the link up?
Yep.
Alrighty. So we wait for them to come on in.
Let's see.